Hello and welcome to Starting Out Sober. My name is Matthew James Sullivan. Today I'm 125 days sober. Pretty exciting stuff. This episode's coming out on Thursday. On Tuesday's episode, we talked about kind of affirmations, or how I like to just put it, reminders of why we are sober. Um, I find reminders to be a very helpful part of staying sober and just my sobriety in general. So this podcast is a little different because it's kind of about something very personal to me, and that is my tattoos. I like to call this episode New Meanings for Old Tattoos. So whether it is something physical um, or a thought, like we talked about last week, reminders are a huge part of sobriety. And today, it's a very personal part of the two reminders for me. So as I've stated, I like my physical reminders. I've been thinking a lot about my tattoos recently. I have a bunch of tattoos that all mean something important to me. Some are song lyrics, other are images, graphics. The funny thing is, I found a deeper meaning in some of them since I got sober. For instance, I have three sets of lyrics from songs of the band The Weaker Thans tattooed on me. On my wrist, I have the quote, "I love this place, the enormous sky," tattooed. This means so much more now because I see such a bigger, more positive world out there now that I'm sober. I also have two quotes from the song Aside by the Weaker Thans. One is, "I'm leaning on this broken fence between past and present tense." This one really hit home since getting sober. I'm moving on from my past with alcohol in my life and navigating a sober world towards the future. Before I started writing about my sobriety, I was having a bit of an identity crisis. I didn't know what I wanted to be. Did I want to be someone where sobriety plays a huge role in my life, or did I just want to be someone else who just happens to be sober? I decided to have sobriety play a big role in my life. That is when I came up with this podcast. The project started flowing out of me when I accepted that I wanted sobriety to be a focal point in my life. The other quote from Aside, the song by the Weaker Thans, is, "To remember, sing my imperfect offering." This is a reminder that I know I am imperfect, but I still have something to offer the world. Another tattoo that came to new meaning is my John Prine tattoo. John Prine is one of my favorite songwriters of all time, and his last album is called The Tree of Forgiveness. I got that title under a pine tree tattooed to my ribs. Forgiveness is a huge part of sobriety, whether it's forgiving yourself, others, or more importantly, having others forgive you. I have many more tattoos that have evolved in its meaning, but I'm probably going to stick to those today because those kind of like are the ones that stand out when it comes to my sobriety and new meanings. I'm going to probably be doing some more episodes on things like reminders and just, affirmations and everything. But these two just kind of work for this week early on the podcast. And I actually had my cousin ask me a question. He's like, "What's your favorite part of being sober?" And for me, so far, I think it's just general clarity. And when he asked me that question, we started talking and we just started discussing how I should probably offer to answer some questions from the audience on the podcast and show. So if you have a question for Starting Out Sober and me, please DM me on Instagram at Starting Out Sober Pod. And I'm happy to discuss anything on the pod that you guys want to talk about because I just want it to be more of a kind of community driven thing because I think the sober community is a beautiful thing. And yeah, that's about that. So yeah, DM me on at Starting Out Sober Pod on Instagram, and we will talk to you next week. If you like the music, you can check out Snow Melt, uh, two words, Snow Melt, and give me 5 stars and a like on or follow on it, all the podcast apps and TikTok. And I will talk to you next week. Bye.